Good evening, and welcome along to Rob and Elliott tonight here on NVTV. Great to have your company once again. Now, coming up on the show this evening, I'll be chatting to former Strictly star James Jordan. Also, Olympic legend Roger Black is also on the show tonight. We'll be finding out about Belfast Tradfest's winter weekend. Playwright Rosemary Jenkinson is also with us in the studio, and we'll find out what happened at the official launch of this year's Miss Northern Ireland 2023 contest. Stay with us here on NVTV. Okay, starting off the show this evening, we're talking about a bit of a dark subject. We're talking about human trafficking, and in particular a new play from Kabosh Theatre Company that shines the light on the hidden world of modern slavery and human trafficking here in Northern Ireland. The play in question is Silent Trade by Rosemary Jenkinson, and I'm pleased to say she joins us in the studio. How are you?
Great, Robin. Looking forward to talking about my new play to you.
Well, you're looking good, even though you've just spent the last hour or so in a container down by the docks, haven't you?
That's right. Yeah, we froze to death actually. It was for the promo, for photos, for the shoot, and so it was chilly in that container, but it gave you a good insight into what it would actually be like to be trafficked in one of those horrible metal boxes. You know, it's shocking.
Exactly. So I suppose human trafficking, I mean, it came to the fore kind of last year when we heard about these brothels in Belfast being raided, and you were there kind of meeting the people involved. You threw yourself right into this, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I met some Nigerians who'd had experience of the victims, and yeah, so it was very much interesting, a very, very interesting topic. And of course you have to do the research. I mean, last year also the big case was a Nigerian couple who were finally imprisoned for domestic servitude of a younger Nigerian woman. So, I mean, all of this is incredible. This is happening in Belfast, you know, and it's right around us. So, and I mean, I'd been fascinated before about trafficking. I mean, even Jeffrey Epstein is the trafficker. So it's huge. It's a huge global thing that I wanted to write about.
And as it says in the press release, it's happening in our leafy suburbs and in student areas of Belfast as well.
Yes, definitely. Well, you just don't know who is in your... I mean, that's it. Nobody knows where it is because it's simply a house that is, there'll be blackout curtains, but you won't know. How would you know? In this, particularly student areas, because it's constant turnover of new people. So, yeah.
Tell us about your story then. It centres around a character called Precious, doesn't it?
Yeah, Precious, she's a young woman from Nigeria who is trafficked to Belfast, and she ends up in what we're calling the leafy suburb of Belfast in a house, and a very nice middle-class home, but she is essentially a slave, and this is, the shocking nature of it, and then she is sold on to a brothel. Yeah. So that's her. It's really charting her experiences in Belfast, which are not good. Yeah.
So in your research, you must have met up with the guys from the PSNI then as well.
Yes, I did. I was in contact through emails about the details. Yeah.
Exactly. Tell us about the cast as well, because you've got a great cast, including
amazing.
Seamus O'Hara, who of course has been nominated for Oscars and BAFTAs for An Irish Goodbye.
Indeed, yeah. He's already got his green velvet suit to wear for the Oscar. The Oscars. So he's already kitted out and ready to go next month. But total privilege. I'd never worked with Seamus before. Fantastic to get him in. He will be playing Niall, the PSNI guy. So, and then we have Louise Parker. Again, I've never worked with her, but she's an excellent actress, and she's playing two parts of Erin and Suzanne. And also we have, in the lead role of Precious, we have Lizzie Akinbami, who is Nigerian born, but raised in Dublin. And so she's really excited about debuting at the Lyric. Yeah. So it's going to be really exciting. And also we have Jimmy Dornan, who I have worked. He's brilliant as Rab, and that will bring some lightness
Yes,
and local humour to
Yeah.
the production.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you open in the Lyric on the 22nd of February, then it goes on tour, doesn't it, as well?
Yes, we're in Armagh, and I'm afraid I don't actually remember everywhere. I'm terrible at this. Dundalk. Terrible. Yeah.
So you open in the Lyric on the 22nd of February, then you're on to the Old Courthouse in Antrim on the 28th of February, Marketplace in Armagh, 3rd of March, and then you're off to Dundalk and Ranfurly House Dungannon on the 4th and 5th of March.
Thank you, I was going to say
So
that.
there you go.
Thank you, Robin. Need your professionalism to remind me there.
And of course, are you always working on the next play or the next book? Or,
Yes,
yeah?
well actually Billy Boy is coming out again at the Mac, which is really exciting. So it's coming home from Edinburgh, which is a really nice thing. And yeah, I have another book of short stories coming out called Love in the Time of Chaos at the beginning of March. So
Excellent.
it's all go. It's funny, spring is the time to go, isn't it?
It is,
Always,
isn't it? Yeah, but we'll have to get you back in and talk about the book then. When
Brilliant.
that comes out, get you to read an extract or something.
Oh,
from it as
definitely,
well.
Robin.
That'll be great. But in the meantime, Rosemary, good to see you as always. And the best of luck with the show.
Thanks very much, Robin.
Thank you. Now we're moving on to some music now, and Belfast Tradfest's winter weekend is back from the 24th until the 26th of February this year. Lots of events happening throughout the city. We're going to find out more in just a second, but before that, let's have something new, some brand new music from Jack Warnock.
A stream like a crystal, it runs down, it's plainly to be seen. And it's there you'll find the Irish oak, trimmed with the ivy green. Where the shamrock rose, the thistle grow, the lily to be sighed. There flourish all together, boys, along the Faughan side. It's just 3 miles from Derry to the bridge at Drumahoe, and it's there I spent some happy days in the days of long ago, where the lads do sport, the fair maids the court, and the small fish gently glide. In the blooming spring, the small birds sing along the Faughan side. Well, if you could see this lovely place, all in the summertime, each bush, each tree there looked so gay, each meadow in its prime, where the blackbird and the golden thrush, they tune their notes so gay. But still I have a notion of going to America. Oh, the leaving of this lovely place, it grieves my heart full sore. But the leaving of my own true love, it grieves me 10 times more. And if ever I return again, it's her I'll make my bride, and I'll roll her in my arms, me boy, along the fallen side, and I'll roll her in my arms, me boys, along the fallen side.
So there we go, that's Jack Warnock with one of his tracks, and Jack's just one of many fabulous acts taking part at Belfast's Tradfest's Winter Weekend, which kicks off on the 24th of February. To tell us more, Jack joins us in the studio along with the festival director, Donal O'Connor. Guys, welcome. Jack, you're starting off the festival this year, aren't you?
Yeah, thanks so much for having me, Robin. Yeah, so starting off with the first gig on the Friday night, myself and a great friend of mine and a wonderful harper, Lauren O'Neill, alongside Seamus and Cleva Ilarta, who are equally wonderful musicians and singers from County Galway. So we're really looking forward to that one. It's a sold out gig, which is just great to hear sort of in advance of the festival. And yeah, we're really looking forward to that one up in the Culterland.
Brilliant. Now you've got some new music out at the moment as well, haven't you?
That's right, yeah. So at the it was the tail end of September last year, 2022. I released an album called Le Solas Fuihinne. It means by dusklight, and I was very fortunate to actually have Donal on board as producer and doing some bits and bobs and playing some music and throwing the whole thing together. So yeah, and that's been going really well. I was away on tour then from October through to kind of Christmas time, so thankful to be back at home and be able to kind of do some more work on the album at home.
Exactly. So how important are events like Tradfest then?
Oh, so important. Not just for musicians like myself, where obviously it's a chance for us to kind of showcase our music and get meeting each other, but especially for, you know, young kids to go along to concerts. Like, I learned nearly as much from watching musicians that I admired and sort of copying what they were doing and adapting it and sort of, you know, amalgamating lots of different styles, as I did from going to lessons and, you know, from getting involved in sessions and things. Like, that's a huge part of the kind of traditional music lifestyle, is going to sessions, and, you know, it's very social music, so going to the gigs, going to the sessions, it's such a huge part of it. Yeah, there are plenty of festivals going on across the country, and Belfast Trad, I think, is right up there with the very best of them.
Brilliant. Would you agree, Donal?
Well, it's very kind of Jack to say so. We couldn't disagree with him. But yeah, I think it's a wonderful opportunity, as Jack says, for us to bring the best in the world of traditional music to Belfast, but also to showcase the best of here to the rest of the country who travel here for the concerts. So we're very excited. This is our second winter weekend, Belfast Tradfest. We ran our first winter weekend last year, just as we were coming out of lockdown. And it was well received, so we decided we'd do it again. So now we run the winter weekend in February and the Summerfest at the end of July.
Brilliant. So tell us some of the highlights then for the winter weekend, some of the big names you've got. Who's coming?
Well, I mean, we've some of the biggest names in traditional music. Frankie Gavin, founder member of Danann, one of the world's greatest ever traditional Irish fiddlers, accompanied by the great Catherine McHugh. We have Rihanna Connolly, originally from Armagh, member of The Breath, signed by Peter Gabriel to his Real World Records label, and she lives in Manchester, and she's a member of the Africal Sound System and lots of other great acts, so we're very excited that she's coming back. And that concert with Frankie and Rihanna is in the Empire on Sunday night, the 26th. We have Cuig coming back for their first gig here in about 3-4 years. The guys have all sort of spread out around the world, and they're coming together especially for this concert in the Black Box on Saturday the 25th. The Friel Sisters are in the Culterland, great band from Glasgow, but with Donegal connections. 3 amazing musicians, and joined by 2 brilliant young accompanists, Marty Barry from Banbridge and Cathal O'Curran from Donegal. We have a very special concert taking place on Saturday the 25th in the Mandela Hall, and it's a celebration of one of our local heroes, one of our traditional music stalwarts, a man by the name of Seamus O'Kane. And Seamus is a brilliant bodhrán player, but he's also a bodhrán maker, and he invented the tuning system in the bodhrán, something that some people may not know. And so we have Gino Lipari will be the MC, and he'll host a chat with Seamus, and then we have some amazing acts. We have the great Janta, Mary Dillon's band.
Oh wow, yeah, love Janta.
Janta, fantastic band. So they're coming back together for the first time in 15 years.
Wow.
Especially for this concert, and some other great acts on that gig as well. Good Morning to Your Nightcap and Marcus O'Murrough. And we are always trying to platform and showcase and pipeline young musicians from here. So we're very happy to partner with the Duncairn Art Centre and their bursary artists. And Ryan Malloy, the great pianist from County Tyrone, he's curating this special concert in the Rosemary Street First Presbyterian Church with brilliant young musicians like Sinead McKenna, Sorcha Stockman, Brendy Kerr, Brendan Lochran, Mia Donnell and Jude Scott. So that's a great opportunity for these young up-and-coming musicians to get great stage experience and to work with the brilliant Ryan Malloy. So
brilliant, yeah. And as well as the gigs as well, you've got the workshops, which are always very popular too, aren't they?
That's right, yeah. We have a full programme of masterclasses and workshops in the University of Ulster here in York Street, just the brand new building here. Very excited to be going into that brand new building for the first time. And we're going to house all of the workshops on one floor. So up to now we've been kind of around the buildings, but because of the scale of the new building here in York Street, we can do it all on one floor, the third floor of the new building. So we have traditional singing, banjo, boron, bouzouki, all fantastic names in the world of traditional music. People like Mary Dillon is teaching traditional singing. We've got a new workshop, something we're trying for the first time, and we hope to expand this into the summer festival, is cello in traditional music. So if you're a cellist and you've studied classical cello, or you've maybe studied it as a young person and haven't played the cello in a while, it's an opportunity to spend time with one of the greats in Irish traditional music, Neil Martin, who plays uilleann pipes and cello, and so has a great understanding of the world of classical music and the world of traditional music. So it's an introduction into bringing the cello into traditional music. So that should be a fascinating workshop. We have Frankie Gavin giving fiddle, Brendan Mulholland, great flute player from County Antrim. Michael Rooney, the brilliant harpist from County Monaghan, is coming up to teach harp. Geraldine Cotter coming up from County Clare. Dahi Gormley from Sligo. Mel Mercier, son of the great Peadar Mercier, who was the original percussionist in the Chieftains.
Wow.
And Mel is the leader of the Irish Gamelan Orchestra, amongst many other things. So he's coming up to give the boron workshop. And we have Cleana Costello from County Offaly on banjo. So great variety of regional styles and people coming from different parts of the world to teach. Finn Moore is coming over from the Highlands of Scotland to teach the small pipes. Finn is a brilliant pipe maker and piper. So we're excited to invite him over.
Talking about piping, you've got a piping competition, a Highland piping solo competition, haven't you?
That's right. We have our inaugural Highland solo piping competition. And we're partnering with the Festival Interceltique de Lorient for this competition, and the prize for the winner is a trip to Lorient to compete. Wow. Full all expenses paid, travel and accommodation, to compete at the McCrimmon Trophy solo piping competition over there, which has been running for 30 years. So this is the first time that there's been an official heat held in Ireland for the piper to go over there. So we're very excited about that, and that'll take place in the Deer's Head on Sunday the 26th.
Brilliant. Now you've got some walking tours as well, haven't you?
We have indeed, yeah. We have the great Morris Layden and Jane Cassidy bringing their City of Song walking tour to the festival. And this is a tour that goes around the city and identifies certain landmarks that are mentioned in song, traditional song and folk song, and tells the story of Belfast through song. So it's about an hour of a walk, leads off here at the Ulster University and makes its way around the city, some iconic locations, and people might pop into a little pub at the end. Who knows where that'll end up.
Excellent. Well, if people want to book their tickets, how do they do that then?
Well, they can do that on www.belfasttradfest.com. And we have a full session trail, I should mention, also in many of the great traditional bars here in the city, and very kindly supported this year by Titanic Distillers. And there are sessions taking place all day Friday, all day Saturday and Sunday. And the sessions are free, of course, last 2 hours, but all of the workshops and concerts and afternoon events, we've got CD launches and walking tours, as you mentioned, they're all tickets are available on the website belfasttraditionalmusic.com or belfasttradfest.com. And
of course, Donal, you couldn't do a festival like this without the great sponsorship that you have.
That's right, Robin, and we're very, very grateful to our funders for their support: the Arts Council of Northern Ireland, Belfast City Council, the Ulster University. We're also in partnership with Belfast Trad and Titanic Distillers, and all of the venues, the venues that we use for the concerts: the Black Box, the Mandela Hall, the on Culterlawn, the Sunflower, all of the bars, Madden's Bar, Duke of York, American Bar, Deer's Head. There's too many to mention in one foul swoop, but without all that support and partnership, the festival wouldn't take place. So we're very, very grateful.
Brilliant. Shall we take some more music now? Should we have the guys
Why
from Cooig, since you mentioned them earlier on one of their
be great.
fabulous music videos? We'll do that. Donal and Jack, thank you for joining us, and the best of luck with this year's festival.
Thanks so much, Robin.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, my next guest is on a mission to get the nation fit and healthy for 2023. He's an Olympic legend and a former Team GB runner. We're talking about Roger Black, who joins us now on the line. Roger, thank you for joining us. So, according to the latest research, some good news. Apparently, the nation do want to get fit and healthy during 2023, don't they?
Well, I think they always do this time of year, don't we? These sort of New Year's resolutions. But yeah, I mean, the surveys that have come out from Bupa are saying that people are really, there are real intentions to look after our health this year. The challenge is, can people stick at it?
Exactly. Now, tell me about you. Since you retired, how do you continue to keep fit and healthy then?
Well, it's very, very different. I mean, I retired 25 years ago now, and I was pleased to retire because back then, I'm training every day to try and win Olympic medals. It's not really fitness and health, that it's very extreme. And I sort of tapered. I mean, I didn't taper down. I sort of stopped really and played lots of games. But I mean, I sit here now, nearly 57. It's completely different for me. For me, it's about keeping moving. I'm much more aware of my diet now. When I was an athlete, I could eat anything, to be honest with you, because you're training so much. But I think the thing for me, I was diagnosed at age 11 with a congenital heart disease. I have a leaking aortic valve. So from the age of 11, I've had a health check every year of my life on my heart. And now I respect that far more in my mid 50s. So it's more about making it easy, making exercise a sort of part of my daily routine. I go for a sort of gentle jog most mornings after taking the kids to school with my wife. And then maybe do something later on if I feel like it. But just keeping moving, that for me is the big focus, to keep moving.
So at the age of 11 then, when you were diagnosed with that heart condition, did you ever imagine in your wildest dreams that one day you'd be competing in the Olympics in Barcelona or Atlanta or places like that?
No. I mean, I wasn't allowed to do any competitive sport at school for the first sort of 6 months. And then I was allowed back in, and it was really strange because I was really fast. I loved sport. I lived for sport. But suddenly I'm told that I've got this heart condition, and clearly it hasn't stopped me. And it was something that I knew was there, but I didn't really focus on as a kid. I really didn't have any symptoms at all. I had one scare when I was an athlete, but it was a false alarm. It was always there. I'm much more aware of it now, but of course, valve technology has changed dramatically since I was diagnosed. So now, if I did need a replacement valve, it's not the operation that it was all those years ago. So yeah, so far so good. It's strange for me. I mean, you can have people with exactly the same diagnosis who are having a terrible time with it. And yeah, in theory, I shouldn't have been able to do what I do, but my heart has actually overcompensated for it. So who knows, maybe it helped me.
So coming back to the latest research then, it's good to see that people do want to think about their health this year. So what kind of tips could you give people for getting fit and healthy during this year for somebody who doesn't know where to start, like me, for example?
The first thing might be to sort of check yourself out. So this survey done by Bupa Health Clinics are encouraging people to get a health check. But if you haven't done exercise, and I do appreciate, how hard it is to start the exercise journey, but there are some very motivational stories of people whose lives have changed by taking. And I know this is corny, but it's take those first few steps. People make it so hard for themselves so early on that they go to the gym, they pick up a weight, and the next morning they can hardly move. Take it easy, gentle, slow steps. The other tip I would give is if you can find somebody to exercise with, it's so much easier because you're less likely to let them down than you are to let yourself down. I mean, when I was an athlete, I had Chris Kabosh with me every day. I was never going to let him down. I exercise with my wife, maybe join a team sport, but find the exercise that's right for you. But I think the real tip is just take it easy. And I know this is corny, but exercise is a marathon, not a sprint. And if you can get to that point where it just becomes part of your life, then you've cracked it. But it takes time to do that. So I think if you do all of those things, your chances of keeping it going and being successful are much, much higher.
Now, the research also shows that mental well-being is top of the list for people as well. So what kind of tips could you give people to help their mental health throughout the year then?
Well, I think exercise absolutely is a quick way to have a state change and to get your body moving is something that people should do. I think exercise and talking are the two most important things when it comes to mental health. And it's been proven that getting outside, exercising or exercising inside or just being part of in an exercise environment is good for your mental health. So You know, when I was an athlete, I wasn't really thinking about my mental health. I was trying to win medals. I'm much more aware of it now. And my wife in particular, for her, going for a run is as much a mental health thing as it is a physical thing. She absolutely, it just completely changes her state. And I think exercise is absolutely a go-to for our mental health.
Well, if people want to get some more information on anything that we've talked about, where can they go to for that?
Well, if you check out the Bupa website and the Bupa Health Clinics, there will be one hopefully near you where if you want to get checked out, just for that peace of mind. And I think that's really important, because it's really awful when we hear stories of people who didn't know they had an underlying condition. So I think that's the place to go. And then just if you want to take up exercise, maybe look to a friend who is exercising, ask for help, join a group. Exercise isn't just for the super fit, it's for everybody.
Well, Roger, it's been great talking to you. Thank you so much for joining us on the show this evening.
Thank you.
So we're continuing our chat now about staying fit and healthy during 2023, and I'm sure, like myself, lots of you have booked yourself gym memberships at the start of a new year and have probably given up by now, but I'm pleased to say that our former Strictly star James Jordan joins us on the line. He's going to give us an alternative to going to the gym. We're going to find out about a new project he's involved in called Dance Shred. James, thank you for joining us. How are you today?
I'm very good, thank you. Apart from I've lost my voice, so I hope I just sound really sexy now. But yeah, I've picked something up from my daughter Ella. But apart from that, I'm very well, thank you very much. How are you?
Very well, thank you. So tell us about Dance Shred then. What's all this about?
Okay, it was basically born because myself and Ola put on a considerable amount of weight, especially after Ola giving birth to Ella. That had nothing to do with me, by the way, but I put on weight as well for some reason. But yeah, we put on weight during lockdown. I went into quite a dark place because my dad got diagnosed with terminal brain tumor. Just went into a dark place, eating lots, not moving, not exercising. It's been a long time since our Strictly days. People often say, oh, it's easy for you because you're professional dancers. But the fact of the matter is, if you don't move and eat too much, you're going to put on weight. It's really that simple. And we put on way too much weight. And Ola woke up one day and said, we have to do something about it. And that's when Dance Shred was born.
And am I right in thinking that even on that diet that yourself and Ola were on, you're still allowed to eat things like chocolate?
Correct. You can as treats, because it's a calorie controlled diet. So as long as you include it in your daily or weekly calorie allowance, you can eat pretty much what you want. And we've obviously had thousands and thousands of people join so far. And the reason they all like it is because they don't feel they're missing out on anything, because there's so many diets where you're told you can't eat this, you can't eat this, you can't eat this. Where on this diet, you can eat whatever you want as long as you control your calories. Of course, it's much better if you have the total healthy option, and that's what we recommend. But there's nothing wrong with having treats such as chocolate, a glass of wine. Just include it in your daily calorie allowance. And when people are told, no, you can have that, they don't feel like they're missing out on it. So it's a really, really good way of dieting.
So I know a lot of people have probably joined a gym this year, and they're probably not even using their gym membership, but they've given up already. So is Dance Shred then a good alternative to going to the gym?
It is 100%. There's a lot of people out there as well that would never join the gym because they're too insecure to go to the gym. The amount of people that direct message both of us saying that, they've always wanted to exercise, they're too nervous to go to the gym, too insecure. And Dance Shred has given them a new lease of life because it's a fun way of exercising. So for people that don't want to go to the gym and lift weights and be on the running machine or be running outside doing 5K round the block, which is high impact, not that great for your joints, Dance Shred is fun. It's mixing all the dances that you see on Strictly. So we've got like cha-cha, Charleston, jive, quick step, paso doble, all these dances mixed with functional exercises that you see in the gym, such as squats, lunges, burpees, ab workouts. It's all mixed together to music, and it works. I mean, when we were putting it together in our kitchen, you don't need loads of space for it. We were next to each other putting it together. Ella was joining in, and we were kind of looking at each other going, oh my God, this is a really good workout. And I honestly believe in all the years and all the things that we've done over the years. I believe in this, and it's helping so many people, which is also a really nice thing to be involved in this, that you're helping other people as well.
And how much time do you have to invest in Dance Shred then?
15 minutes. And I believe everyone can find 15 minutes in their day. Because there's people out there that say, I just don't have time to go to the gym. Because the thing is, by the time you get ready, you drive to the gym, you do 45 minutes, an hour in the gym, you've lost 2 hours of your day. Not everyone has 2 hours. Where this, you can do it at home, in front of the TV, in the kitchen like we do. It's a website. You can link it to your TV, so you can have us on big screen. I look great in HD, and join in and have fun.
And can people of any age or any ability do this?
Any age. We've got from total novices, and we've also got people that are on there like in their 70s doing it as well. Obviously, there will be certain exercises that people maybe struggle with more than others, but we always give alternatives for that as well. So if you're not able to do certain things, like the functional exercises, there's always an easier alternative for people to do. So yes, it's for all ages, all abilities. It gets progressively harder throughout the weeks. It starts off, for example, with a basic cha-cha, then a basic salsa. And as it goes on throughout the weeks, it gets more difficult with the dance steps and also with the functional exercises. And it, like I said, it's a website. It's all on there. It's danceshred.co.uk. Yeah, join the family, join the fun.
So James, before you go, what else has 2023 got in store for you then? Any projects we should know about?
You know what? This is, I would say, we have got a few other things in the pipeline, but this is kind of our baby at the moment, something that we believe in and we want to push. And we want to get it out there everywhere. I just want I want it to be a movement like Zumba was back in the day when Zumba first came out, and there was this massive hype around Zumba. I want people to fall in love with my profession that I did for so many years and realize it's a great way to get fit and healthy and at the same time have so much fun.
And do you miss being on Strictly?
I miss being young enough to be on Strictly, let's put it that way. But yeah, I loved Strictly, we both did. But I'm also realistic that I'm probably too old to be doing 12 hours a day training. I like watching it now. I like watching it from the comfort of my seat. Doing my 15 minutes dance shred each day is enough for me. Thank you very much.
Well, James, thank you for joining us on the show this evening, and the very best of luck with Dance Shred.
Thank you. You take care.
Right, time now for our What's On guide, where we take a look and see what's happening throughout Belfast and beyond over the next week or so. Now, Belfast Restaurant Week returns from the 20th until the 26th of February, with loads going on throughout the whole of the city. And this year, a record number of chefs and restaurants are to take part in the first Belfast Restaurant Week of 2023. And over the week, over 40 restaurants will be offering everything from lunch for a tenner and dinner for 20 quid. Also unique offers, afternoon tea and special events, culminating with tasting demos in St George's Market on the weekend of the initiative, hosted by TV star Pamela Ballantyne. For more information on Belfast Restaurant Week, check out the website, which is belfastrestaurantweek.org. Now, the Music in the Chamber series of concerts returns to Bangor Castle, and first up is Irish folk singer Niamh Dunn. And Niamh will take to the stage in the beautiful Chamber Room at Bangor Castle on Thursday the 23rd of February. Moving on to the 24th of February, and Ireland's Queen of Country, Philomena Begley, is currently out on the road celebrating over 60 years in show business. And Philly will bring her I Ain't Over the Hill tour to the Island Theatre in Lisburn on the 24th of February. And if you fancy watching a movie this weekend, The Renegades is out now on digital download and DVD at the minute, featuring an all-star cast. The Renegades are on the rampage in a brand new all-action revenge thriller, featuring a cast including Nick Moran, Lee Majors, Patsy Kensit, Ian Ogilvy, Paul Barber, Billy Murray, Stephanie Beecham and Michael Brandon as well. Here's a clip from Renegades.
Anything that Gorham wants, he just takes. He doesn't mind getting a man behind, even when the war is over and done with. He will stick this through to the end.
Amen. Harris, Burton, I can't wait to blow something up.
Now, last week I was out and about at the Grand Central Hotel here in Belfast for a very special night, the official launch of Miss Northern Ireland 2023. Here's what happened, and here's some of the fabulous people that we got to meet on the launch night. So what a great way to spend a Thursday evening right here in the heart of Belfast at the fabulous Grand Central Hotel. We're here for the launch of the Miss Northern Ireland 2023 contest. I'm going to be chatting to some of the hopefuls and some of the people involved in this year's competition as well. Let's go and see who's around. So it's a very exciting night tonight. We're on the search for the new Miss Northern Ireland. You've been Miss Northern Ireland for the past year.
Yes.
Has it been everything you expected it to be?
Everything and more, to be honest. I never thought I would be in this position, so I didn't even know what to expect. But yes, it's absolutely crazy to me that it's been a year already.
Yeah.
It's flown in, and now I'm just ready for Miss World.
There'll be somebody watching this right now who might think that these beauty contests are outdated, they're over, they're a little bit sexist and stuff now. What would you say to them?
People do still think that, but I think honestly beauty pageants have changed so much over the years. They're not what they used to be. It used to be, you stand in the line and that's all you get picked upon, but a lot of it's on the way you are as a person.
Yeah.
It's about all your achievements, your beliefs and your values, and bringing them to a stage, a world stage. So it's a lot more than meets the eye as well.
And of course, being out there on a world stage, you're essentially an ambassador for Northern Ireland, aren't you?
Yes, exactly. You are representing your country at the end of the day, and for that you need to celebrate everything about yourself. It's your education, it's the work you've done for the community. That's all very important, and it's a lot more than just standing there and smiling. It's what people think it probably is.
So tell us about some of the highlights of your year. Obviously, Miss World is going to be the big one, but what else has just been fabulous this year then?
Well, I think honestly it's been meeting everybody. I've met so many people this year, and that's just made me grow so much as a person. If you told me this time last year I would be standing here, I wouldn't believe it. So yeah, just meeting everybody, meeting girls from around the world, and yeah, grow so much from that as well.
What was it like on the grand final night when your name was called out as the winner of Miss Northern Ireland? How did you feel?
I can't even remember how it felt because it was that. I just remember thinking, oh my goodness, and then whenever I went up on the stage and all I could see was the shadow of the crown, and it was just unbelievable. It's something you work so hard for, and then whenever you get it, it's very surreal. Yeah.
Okay, so the search is on to find your
Search
replacement.
is on, yes.
When it comes to handing the crown back, do you think you're going to be sad?
I will be sad, but also I feel like what you have as Miss Northern Ireland doesn't, there is no expiry date. The influence you have goes on and on and on for the rest of your life. So it's great to have a year where you get to do everything, and then after it, it's up to you, whatever you do with it.
Well, once your year is up, are you going to continue with the modelling, or what's the plan then?
I would like to think so. I want to finish university and then see where that takes me as well. Yeah, but definitely I want to continue working within this. I want to stay in the Miss Northern Ireland organisation, and I want to help girls. Yeah.
Brilliant. Can I ask, how heavy is that crown?
Heavy. It is heavy, yes. So I try not to move my head too much.
Are you fed up smiling yet?
Never fed up smiling.
Brilliant. Daria, great to see you as always.
Thank you so much.
Have yourself a great evening.
Thank you, and you too.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, so obviously over the years I've had a long association with the contest. It's great to be back. You're still pretty new to it, so how are you finding it so far then?
You know, my first year was 2014, which was Rebecca Shirley's year. I'm actually looking at her across the room there, so I feel familiar with it, but being the licence holder has come with some real great responsibilities that have been heavy, but I'm actually excited to make changes and do things more my way.
Yes.
So this year, an exclusive for you, we're not actually going to have a bikini round at the final.
Right,
which is a big decision, first time ever since Miss Northern Ireland started. So I'm excited to implement that this year.
Okay, so things are moving on. And I know when I told people I was coming here tonight, there's still some people out there who maybe say, are beauty contests outdated? Are they still a little bit sexist? You get rid of the bikinis, but what would you say to those people who are still a little bit skeptical then?
I mean, I say this to everyone. I was the exact same. I grew up in Samefield. I'm from the country. I didn't really know what Miss Northern Ireland was until I came to work at it as a placement student. So I understand why they do feel like that, because they're just so uneducated about what the contest is. And from a very shallow level, yes, it's gorgeous women, and it's you know, they're putting themselves out there and they're using a platform to really spread what they want, and there are bikinis involved, and I get it.
Yeah.
But being involved, I couldn't feel more opposite of what I did initially think. So knowing the girls and spending time with them and being so involved now, I'm very passionate about fighting that stereotype.
Yes.
So I think taking the bikinis away opens up room for when they're speaking to journalists, when they're speaking to media, to not be asked about that as the main point. And it'll concentrate more on who they are, what they do, what they're trying to do with the platform, and I think that's the starting point to really get that across to people.
Now, I know we've got lots of hopefuls waiting in the wings there to sign up for the contest this year. What's the main qualities then you would say that a good Miss Northern Ireland should have?
Well, I really feel Miss Northern Ireland is a service role. It's what they can give back. We work with the Northern Ireland Children's Hospice. They're our ambassador for that, so that's like their main role for the year. Raising money, raising awareness. But I also want them to bring what they are passionate about to the table. So Catherine Walker, for example, was a nurse. She brought so much attention around maybe struggles that nurses were having of her age in the industry, and we had Elliott, who is a teacher, a very passionate primary school teacher who brought a lot of collaborations with charities into her own primary school. And then Daria is a nurse again this year. We always find, whatever Miss NI is, we got a real uptake of nurses apply already. So I love that they have a role to do, yes, but they bring something personal to them every year.
It must be great as well when you watch your Miss Northern Ireland, then going off to Miss World, because I know that's coming up very soon, isn't it?
So we think it's May time. It hasn't been released where, but we know it's May. There's rumours about Dubai, Singapore, France. When we find out, we'll be the first to know, but it's sort of nice not knowing. Daria's having to buy every sort of wardrobe because she's not sure if it's cold climate, warm climate, but she's so excited to go.
All right, so if anybody wants to sign up then for Miss Northern Ireland this year, how do they do that?
So we have an Instagram page that a lot of people just direct messages. We also have application forms in local women magazines and Sunday World newspapers. ACA Models runs the contest, so just ring the office, we'll give you all the details you need. But the competition is open from 17-year-olds to 27-year-olds, and if you just want to really push yourself and get out of your comfort zone, if you speak to anyone, you don't have to win the competition, even to be involved. If you speak to you've seen it yourself, the hundreds of girls and thousands that have done it over the years.
Well, it's great to see the contest growing and growing with yourself now as well, and the best of luck with it this year and with the agency as well. Good to see you.
Perfect, great, thank you.
So, James, you've been involved in the contest for many, many years. I think my first year was 1999. What was yours?
My first indirect involvement would have been 1996 when I joined the company, and then directly involved probably in 2001 and 2. Yeah, no, a long time.
It's a long time. Isn't it? There's still some people out there who have this perception, oh, beauty contests are over, they're things that happened back in the 70s, they're not relevant today. But they are. We're promoting Northern Ireland abroad and things like that, aren't we?
Yeah, absolutely. And if you do get the coverage like we did a few years, well, we did first with Catherine, when she got through to the top 7, didn't she win the Talent Award, Catherine Milligan?
Yeah.
And then not last year, the year before, she came 5 out of 14 people, and a beautiful girl. And as you said, Robin, showcases Northern Ireland, the culture, the education, the fact that we are a vibrant, upcoming city, and we can host events of that calibre. We're not this wee backwater place that people might think, oh, Belfast, what was on there? No. And I think year on year, and I Miss World or whatever type of competition, they are intelligent. It's an emancipation of women. Women will rule the world almost. They rule our lives, don't they? So I think it's not. I do believe that there still are those, and there are always going to be those segments in society that think it's all teeth and, whereas there's a lot more to the contestants. And you know what? The contestants love it.
Exactly.
For lots of reasons.
James, we're here in this fabulous venue, the Grand Central Hotel, and I got to mention Belfast at the moment because we do hospitality, and particularly the Hastings Group, do hospitality so well, don't you?
No, absolutely, and I'm delighted that it's here. Look, who, Robin, when we were growing up, and we still are, who would imagine we'd been sitting 23 stories up in the heart of Belfast with aerial views around the entire city in what must be one of the best, top floor bars, in terms of the luxuriousnness, the service, as you say, the quality, and it's Northern Ireland, it's Belfast, and as well, outside of us, the restaurants, try to get into them on a Friday and Saturday night. Christmas has been the best Christmas in my career at the Europa. So Belfast really has an appeal. It's people, it's food, it's offering, and I think when you said hospitality, it's right. They don't give hospitality the kudos for what it brings in.
Exactly.
And also what we all need to feed off, to live, because we're social beings at heart. So we like it. No, Belfast is definitely on the rise. Glad we're still young enough to enjoy it, Robin.
Right, well, James, here's to the next 21 years of Miss Northern Ireland.
Yes, we'll not guess what age I'll be at that stage.
Okay, so now it's another year, another Miss Northern Ireland contest. You've been involved for many years now, haven't you?
17 years because of you. It's all your fault.
Obviously, back to the days when Alison was running the show and everything. So you've seen many, many changes over the years in the contest.
Yeah, I think it's evolved immensely. I think even the contestants have evolved.
Yeah.
The different walks of life have come in now as well. It's quite amazing now to see.
We keep talking about how it has evolved, and people have said, is it still relevant today? Is it something from years gone by? What's your kind of thoughts on it?
Oh, I think it's definitely relevant. Sure, it's relevant around the world. It's not going to not be relevant.
Yeah.
It's definitely a part of, in terms of history, and it should continue on.
Yeah. Obviously, you're involved with your business, the New Delhi Lounge. What does it mean to a business in Belfast to be involved in something like this?
To me, it's good. Well, Miss Northern Ireland's a brand in itself. So to be involved with such a strong brand, which with Miss Northern Ireland comes Miss World, so automatically it makes us look stronger to be involved. It's good for us in brand awareness ways as well. So it works out all ways.
I was talking to James McGinn there about how great Northern Ireland and Belfast is at the moment in terms of hospitality and stuff. For you in the restaurant industry, how are you finding things at the moment?
I have to be honest, after COVID, things being tough through that, and then getting back on our feet, like everybody in this industry, it's been fantastic.
Yeah.
Long may it last and long may it continue. So
Brilliant. All right. You've watched Miss Northern Ireland over the years. You've
Yes.
seen many, many girls being crowned the new Miss Northern Ireland.
Yes.
Is there any pieces of advice that you could give the next contestants? Because they're all waiting over there, waiting in the wings to sign up for this year.
The best thing to do is be yourself.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own qualities. We can't differ. It's very hard to choose what quality's better than the other.
Yeah.
So just be yourself, be confident, and try your best. That's it.
The very first year that I did it was 1999.
Right.
And that was the year of the lovely Zoe Salmon. And
I wasn't around then.
You weren't around it.
I wasn't.
You were about 2 or something.
What
then.
year was that?
99, that was.
I was 13. 14. So yeah.
Right, okay. I'm feeling really, really old now, but you know what? Still love Zoe Salmon. She still gets even more beautiful every year as well, as she does.
They're all winners in my eyes. They're all the best.
You have to say that. Okay, time to meet one of the hopefuls for this year's Miss Northern Ireland contest. The lovely Amy is with us. How are you tonight?
Fabulous. Also excited to be here.
It's great. There's a great buzz and great atmosphere out there tonight, isn't it?
So nice to see all the sponsors together with everyone as well.
Brilliant. Okay, so what brings you along here then tonight then?
So I've worked for ACA now for about 5 years. So seeing all the other girls doing the contest made me a wee bit jealous.
Yeah.
So I remember working at it last year and thinking, right, I think I need to go for this.
Yeah.
So I just told myself, right, this is the year for me. So here we are.
And is it something you always dreamed about doing, maybe from a very young age?
Yes, well, my cousin is Megan Green.
Oh, right, okay, wow.
So I think I was 12 when she done the contest, and I remember there's a photo of me with the crown on, and so from that age I thought, right, that's who I aspire to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've always seen the girls doing the competition, followed it for years and years. So yeah, it's always been in my head.
So what kind of things do you think you can bring to the Miss Northern Ireland contest then?
I'd like to think I'd bring a bit of personality to it. I'm a very kind and caring girl, so and I love to boost other confidences as well in other girls. So yeah, I would just like to bring a bit of personality.
Well, I was involved in the contest for about 20 years. It's good to be back this year as well. But there's still the people out there, when they found out that I was coming here tonight, still say things like, aren't these beauty contests outdated? Aren't these like something from the 1970s? Are they still relevant today? What would you say to those people?
Well, obviously it is relevant. You know, look at the turnout we've got tonight and think of the amount of applicants they get every year. You know, the numbers speak for themselves, and it's such an empowering thing to be involved in, and why not want to empower other girls, like young girls my age, and really raise awareness for different charities. You know, there's the whole Beauty with the Purpose side of it as well, and you really get to show off yourself and, you know, show aspects of your career or your hobbies that you're interested in. So yeah, no, I wouldn't say it's dated at all.
Brilliant. Okay, you're signing up for this year.
Yes, so excited, can't wait.
Brilliant. I'm going to wish you the very best of luck with the contest and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And of course, the best of luck to all of this year's Miss Northern Ireland 2023 contestants. Right, we're going to finish the show with some more fabulous music and somebody else who's taken part in Belfast Tradfest's winter weekend. We're talking about Rena Connolly. She plays the Empire on Sunday, the 26th of February. And here she is with The Breath to finish the show. See you next week. Bye-bye.